just to go to you, Liam, about Arsenal. The crowd, again, sort of split down the middle, it seems, or maybe it's more in favour of Wenger, but the issue's still hanging around there, even though in the context of everything that's happening, that wasn't a bad point.
No, it wasn't, and there was some good things about the match as well, but I think in general the fans are looking for some clarity, some kind of definite decision on whether he's going to accept a new contract and stay, or whether he's going to call it a day. And I think the longer it goes on, the worse the club looks, and I think that'll be of a huge concern to them. Maybe from Arsene's point of view, he wants to see how the season eventually pans out before he makes his decision. But the lack of clarity is not doing anybody any good. And although it was a good point against Man City, we lost Koscielny, and Gabriel has to come in, and we've got a game against West Ham on Wednesday night, and I don't see any easy games on the horizon for us, Eamon. Way. We're struggling with confidence, and I don't think the clarity of the situation helping the players either. So I'd be a bit nervous this year now, after the last few results, that we might not make the top four for the first time in 19 years.
Yeah, I saw Ian Wright doing some analysis on Match of the Day on Sunday night. I watched the match live, but I watched it just to see. I think Wright is a good analyst. I think he knows what he's talking about, and he did some analysis that was very, very revealing about, in particular, Ozil, and that a goal. He gave the ball away twice. It was leading up to the Aguero goal. But Wright is a good analyst, I think.
I think he's got better over the last couple of years when he's being more serious. I think when he went on, he thought it was all a bit of a joke, and people were getting a bit kind of concerned about that. But I think now he's taking his analysis seriously, and that wasn't rocket science to point out that Ozil was lethargic on the ball and ended up losing it. That led to the goal.
Yeah.
He's been a major disappointment this year. Has Ozil? Compared to Alexis Sanchez, who for me gives us all week in, week out. He makes mistakes, but he gives us all week in, week out. But Ozil has been a major disappointment, and I think it's one of the reasons that we've his form hasn't taken us to a comfortable top four place, because he hasn't really had a good season.
And Sanchez looks pretty determined to go.
Well, they all say that, and the club have them on another year's contract, after the end of this season. So there's no panic. I think there's 2 years at the end of the season, so there's no panic. If Arsenal want to play hardball, they will. If they get a very, very, very good offer, and it could be any of the clubs, I think would fancy Sanchez. Any of them, Chelsea, Man City, maybe Real Madrid abroad, maybe Juventus. They're going to get top dollar if they want to sell him. So I don't think that should be. The club should be criticised for that. They have him on another 2-year contract.
Yeah, John, if they were to lose Sanchez, I think that'd be a huge blow to Arsenal. He's a leader. He's, even now with his obvious disenchantment, he's still the best player they've got.
By far. I mean, he's certainly been the top 3 players in the Premier League or in Europe. I think he's terrific, Sanchez. So they have to come to terms with that. I was just talking to Liam while you were out there for a minute. I think Wenger's doing the right thing at the moment, because they could still win the league.
Yeah.
They could still win the cup, and they could still finish in the Champions League. Now that would give him license and buy him a bit of time to really do something in the summer.
Yeah.
So he's starting off like with a clean sheet next year with the fans. The fans will say, "Oh, we got him in, get Ozil out, get Chamberlain out, get Walcott." All these guys who are not doing it, particularly Ozil. Actually, Ozil hasn't. I don't think Ozil has ever done it for Arsenal.
He had a brief spell last year. They were talking about him maybe being footballer of the year.
Exactly. He had a few assists and that, which can. But he's very skillful lad, all right. But I mean, he's strolling around. He's strolling all the time. He strolls around. He plays. But anyway, he's not going to do it for Arsenal. But I think that's what Wenger, at the moment, in his head, would be planning to do.
Right.
Win the cup. Hopefully, win the cup. Champions League, that gives them a good base. The fans will be reasonably happy with that.
Yeah, so with 8, 9, 10 games to go, it's a huge couple of months
exactly for to do it. But they could still do it. It's possible.
Yeah. There's talk in the paper, as I was coming in this morning reading the paper, Liam, about the backroom team being cleared out. You're not on the backroom team, are you?
No, I'm in the attic, Eamon. I'm in the attic as regards to Arsenal, so I don't have anything to worry about. I haven't really got a job there anyway.
No, but the point I'm making is the next 2 months are crucial and difficult, but then that is the Premier League, and that these are the pressures of managing a big club like Arsenal.
Well, yeah, what I've been reading as well, and the rumours is that there's going to be changes whether Arsenal stays or goes, and it's probably going to, be in and around recruitment and maybe an appointment of a director of football or something like that, to help with the recruitment, to make sure that improves, because I don't think we've covered ourselves in great glory over the last 2 or 3 years with our signings.